Is this really going to work, Professor?
I believe this is our best hope. The overloaded FTL reactor will cause a chain reaction in the sun.
Enough to destroy all the ships here before the Covenant can get a chance to make anything from them.
Well, put simply, Captain, our reactor will cause the sun to go supernova, leaving nothing here but dust.
That's the weak part of this plan, if you ask me. We've no way home without that reactor.
One problem at a time, Serena. If the Covenant get their hands on these ships, it will mean the end of the war. We'll take our chances here to give humanity some hope.
I know it's been a tough call, Captain, but it's the right one.
Spirit of Fire, this is Forge. She's buttoned up and ready to go.
Deliver that package safely, Sergeant.
Keep the coffee hot. I'll be back before you know it.
I'll be monitoring you from here, Sergeant.
Well, it'll be pretty obvious if he succeeds.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 14th mission of my Halo Wars Legendary Water Guide. Today I'll be doing the mission Reactor. Now this mission is a little easier than Beachhead, the previous mission, and it's going to be very simple to do this mission. All we're going to do is kind of like what we did with mission number 13. Every time we go up to a certain platform, we're going to take that base, move on to the next, build a little forward outpost, continue moving forward, take out that next Covenant base, and then just keep it going. As we have been doing pretty much the entire time, we're going to get those supply pads down and a reactor upgrade, of course, to Fortress. I always like to separate all my troops to go grab all the supply crates around the area. There's going to be supply crates at the pretty much at all corners. Sergeant Forge will grab the ones right next to, like, dead in front, and you can separate the Spartans to go grab the other crates. For this beginning part, I like to put the Wolverines next to the FTL reactor. The only reason why is that there are Sentinels and Vampires that attack in that direction. Sergeant Forge is actually very good at taking out Vampires, so he is useful here. And then after all the Spartans do their thing, you're going to want to make sure that Jerome and Douglas, your Spartan Laser and your rocket launcher guy, you want to make sure that they are up front, while Alice will make sure she's guarding the front side where all the Covenant can actually come down through the ramp. Now, unlike in the previous mission, we are not going to go Hornets. The reason why we don't go Hornets is because those Vampires. There is a slight bug with the Vampires on this mission. I don't know if it happens to anybody else, but in my run-throughs of this mission, the Vampires take forever to get to your base, and there's it takes a very long time to get all 20, which is what we need to get the skull to. So on this mission, I don't get the skull. I don't even think I get the black box for this mission. But I will have a video posted that just shows how to get the gold medal. That one's just going to be a very long one. I'm not sure if there's going to be commentary to it or not. Maybe I will, just to talk about the next game, which will be Halo Reach, or maybe just to talk about the mission some more for those of you who want that gold medal. But overall, I just wanted to make sure I talked about that really quick, because the skull is not going to be retrieved on this mission. But we are not going to go Hornets on this mission, unlike in Beachhead, but we are going to go Tanks and Wolverines. That combo is going to be completely our favorite combo for the rest of this mission. There's not going to be a single time where it's not going to be perfect for whatever scenario you're encountering. Infantry just doesn't work out as usual. Air, the Vampires counter, and vehicles just seem to be the best choice. So yeah, just like we have in previous missions, I am not worrying about field armory upgrades. Field armory upgrades are only necessary when you have all your stuff kind of already done. And what I mean by that is, if you have all your troops ready, then get into your field armory upgrades. And when you go into your field armory, don't get the stuff you don't need. If you're going to be going infantry, there's no point in you getting adrenaline, if that makes sense. Getting the elephant upgrades is actually very important. Twin engine especially. If you don't really care about defense turrets or ceramic armor, definitely get twin engine, because that will make the speed of the elephant much faster. So when it goes up to each area, it doesn't get basically it leaves it less open to, because it's taken less time to get from point A to point B, it's less vulnerable, if that makes any sense. Now, as soon as I start the defense turret upgrade, I like to send the, because we're going to get the elephant in a few moments, like right now. There we go. So once we get the elephant, what we're going to do is we're going to move everything. We're going to move the elephant to go hitch to the FTL reactor. We're going to bring it back to our base in the back, and we're going to make sure that those turrets defend it. And then we're already going to have defense turrets on the elephant already, which will also add to bolster the defense of the reactor. Because remember, if you lose the reactor, you are defeated in this mission, then you're going to have to restart. So we're going to get our scorpions out first. We have 2 wolverines. That's going to be completely fine for the beginning part of this mission. There is a Covenant attack that attacks roughly 6.5-7 minutes in. If you're keeping track of time, I would like to say maybe even 7.5 minutes in. So if you are worried about time and worried about the Covenant when they attack, they do send hunters at you. So make sure that you keep an eye on your troops. Make sure that you micro away your forces if they're getting hurt. Sergeant Forge and those scorpions, especially if you lose Forge, it's not a game breaker because you could put Forge in one of the sniper towers next to one of your bases, which is completely okay. But I mean, as I've always said, Forge is so much better in his Warthog than he is in just as like a foot soldier. Gonna micro that scorpion, as I said, roughly about 6.5, maybe 6:40 into the mission. Oh, sorry, 5.5 to 5:40. Sorry, forgot the beginning minute of the video. That's when you're gonna get attacked. So what I like to do is you want to bait them into your turrets, so that way you have a little bit more cover. You're not taking all these losses from the Covenant. If anybody's getting hurt, send them to the back near the back right turret. And then what we can do is we can use heal and repair, and we'll make sure everybody's all nice and healed up before we get the second wave of attacks. Now, the beginning, as I said, as I've done in all the other videos, if you're not really interested in the whole base building and waiting for this stuff to go on, there is going to be in the description below a time slot where we start moving out, starting to make sure that the mission is progressing. But if you're wanting to make sure that you keep an eye on how the base is getting built, what you're supposed to be building and all that stuff, feel free to keep on going. But if you're wanting to just see how the combat aspect goes, feel free to skip. It's also, as I said, it's in the description below. Now, vampires, they're annoying. They're very long range. Make sure that you have your wolverines nearby when they do attack. And they are very good apparently against Spartan shields, but it's going to be fine. Now, you have to defeat 20 vampires, as I said, to get the skull. If you can't get, in this walkthrough, as I said, I'm not getting the skull, so don't worry about it. And because I don't worry about getting those vampires, this isn't going to be a gold medal mission, but this will be a very good, clean run on how to beat the mission if you're just worried about that. The only way to get gold is to make sure you do all the bonus objectives, unfortunately. So looks like we have most of our forces ready. We are going to be moving out shortly, making sure that all the scorpions are there. We have one more scorpion. Going to get that advanced reactor so we can get some upgrades like canister shell and volley and stuff like that. So going back to what I was saying, the entire approach is build your forces first and then upgrade them later. That way you have something to repel. Like that way you have defense. That way you can move out. Here's another attack, roughly about 8.5 minutes into the mission. Because you have so many scorpions, don't really worry. As I say that, one of the scorpions is getting really, really hammered. I wasn't paying attention, so that scorpion's gone. So be careful about your micro. Make sure that you are sending low health units to the back line. That way they don't get destroyed. That way you save yourself some supply. That's a very important strategy game. That's a very important strategy game principle to start to go about if you're really trying to get into any strategy game, whether that be like Command Conquer, stuff like that. And that's a very old game to talk about. Anyways, so make sure that we're always healing our units. Easier, it's much cheaper and more reliable to heal your units than just buy a whole new bunch, right? Gonna set a global rally point up towards the first Covenant base that we're gonna be taking, and probably should let the tanks lead the charge, but it's not that big of a deal if you let the Spartans. They can absorb quite a bit of damage, especially if there's hunters up here. Like to take out those methane crates so our units don't take damage, but that tank took so much. Took like, looks like 10% of its health just off that one methane tank. Take down those. Make sure that we target those jackals so our Spartans don't get more damaged. Gonna make sure that those wraiths get taken care of. And we have our last scorpion, and then we're gonna start getting some wolverines out there as well to counter the vampire soon. Gonna get advanced reactor so we can get power turret. So when you do attack a Covenant base, the strategy you want to go employ is make sure you send one of your first Mac rounds on one of the turrets, and then you're going to take out the turrets around the base as you attack the base. So it's safer to just take out the turrets and then take out the base before you do anything else, like just worrying about taking down the base. It's honestly the safest method that I've found when fighting the Covenant bases. Make sure you use your canister shell against the Covenant base. And now we're just going to make sure that this elephant is always on the move as we are taking down the Covenant base. Looks like they sent out more hunters, but we'll take care of those a little later on. Going to take out the base in a few seconds, and there it goes. Make sure that we take out make sure that Wolverine doesn't die. We need all of the Wolverines we can get. All right. Make sure that we hold the area just a little bit, grab all the supply crates as we always do, and we're also going to take the time to make sure that we repair and heal all of our units that need it. So just kind of go through. If anything is in the red, immediately send it to get healed. If it's in the green, don't worry about it. We want to make sure that we're efficient with our healing as well. So they get their base down, but we're about to destroy it, so it's fine. And then build that station. Alright, making sure that everybody is okay. Forge is going to go grab those supplies. And then everybody's going to be sitting at the next ramp ready to go. Get some heal and repair going. That elephant needs to get out of the base plot. That way we can build. And there we go. So we have our second base. As usual, supply pads. Get those going. Turrets. Hooray. And I guess we can build that field armory now.
Local units. Local units.
I guess they're fine. Making sure everything's getting built.
Turret complete.
All right.
Supply pad complete.
Get that heavy supply pad.
Local units.
And everything looks ready to go. You're gonna want to be very careful after the first Covenant base you destroy. So the one that I'm building on right now. There is a chance that you'll have to deal with the scarab. There's a chance, but I'm not sure if I had to deal with it, because if you're fast, you don't have to deal with the scarab. If you're slow, then you're going to have to deal with the scarab, unfortunately. No matter what, on any base that you build, if it's a forward base, always make sure you're keeping a vehicle depot on that. Same on that base as well. That way you get more unit producing structures, and you have a area where the scorpions and the wolverines are coming out of. That's closer to wherever you're at. Checking on everything over here. Gonna get volley. Get heavy supply pad. There we go. Now we're getting volley. Those sentinels, always fun to deal with. Gonna get ceramic armor soon. Alright. Thinking about that heal and repair, but I want to make sure that this base is all buttoned up before we start attacking again. Especially with that ceramic armor. And there's that scarab that I'm talking about. So make sure you canister shell, toss down a Mac Blast if you need it. It's the reason why we have the like everything right here. Drop a Mac Blast right on top of it. And making sure we've lost quite a bit of units. We've lost 1 Wolverine, 3 tanks. So 1 Wolverine, 3 tanks. That's why we had everything on that area, by the way. Gonna get medium Mac. Waiting on that vehicle depot. Alright, so it looks like we can move up. In this next area, you're going to be dealing with the flood. That's going to be a bit of a pain to deal with. But overall, not too they're not going to be as annoying as you think. So one time we've dealt with the scarab so far. If you're slow, then you get to deal with it more. So just make sure that you're on top of it. So I know why I was saving that 28 is for that 1 Hornet, so we can grab the black box. Those jackals are extremely veteranized because of what are they called? The flood just kept feeding that jackal sniper. Gonna get ceramic armor for it, and naturally that Hornet is gonna get absolutely roasted by that vampire.
Vehicle depot complete. Local units.
The core is taking damage.
There we go. They sent another vampire squad against it.
Local units.
Okay. Make sure you take out all the flood. That way there's nobody coming up behind you. Checking up on the bases. Elephant be thick taking all that damage.
Local units.
Alright, 1 of the vampires are down. 15 more to go.
Local units.
Alright, taking a peek. Might as well take out those stocks while we're waiting for our forces to replenish.
Armed research.
Almost there.
Back improved.
Dang, even the vampires are kind of annoyed. Even the sentinels are kind of annoying to our forces. Gonna get reinforcements. That way we can get more troops.
Local units.
Alright. Looking pretty safe now. Gonna get those stocks at this area right here. They had an engineer healing that vampire. Might as well get medium turret now too. Gonna back off that. That way we can get a chance to heal the that way we get a chance to heal the sorry. That way we get a chance to heal the elephant. There we go.
Local units.
Had a little bit of a brain aneurysm there. Okay. So checking up on our scorpions. We have 1 Wolverine, 6 scorpions right now. Gonna make sure that
Local units.
Let's go up here.
Local unit.
Yo, Alice just chilling over there. Didn't even get attacked by those jackal snipers. Need to set a global rally up there. Making sure. And get another scorpion out. Oh, there's another scarab. How nice. We might want to back off this. This is why we also upgrade Mac. But we don't want to nuke our guys. Which I did. That scorpion sacrifice was not in vain. 2 scarabs down. Alright.
Local units.
That was a little messy. That was a little sloppy, but that's good. That means in any case that a mistake happens, everybody knows that it's not the end of the world. But yeah, most of the time you can deal with those if you even things that you don't expect, like a scarab coming in when you didn't even know when they were supposed to spawn in. If you just like know how to go about doing it, like making sure that you immediately canister shell the what is it called? When you immediately canister shell and start throwing down Mac Blast, that thing doesn't stand a chance no matter what they send at you. Especially a scarab. So don't really worry about it. There we go. Toss down that. I don't like those flood things. They look like they're vehicle killers and they're really, really good at whatever they do.
Local units.
Alright, looks like we can start attacking the Covenant base. Knock out that turret. The front turrets, of course, always first, and then move your way to the back turrets. Send Alice away. She's almost getting, she's getting heavily hit. Go away, Alice. Toss down some canister shells. Knock out that one. Finish it up. And then right when we get a chance to start beating up that Covenant base, start moving up that elephant. Another global rally point up at the Covenant base. And there it is. Make sure that elephant makes it to the base, of course. Make sure we're healing our stuff too. Okay. Gonna get dual launchers soon. There we go. And then that Super Mac is going to be very, very useful later on. Checking up right here. That tank is going to finish those. There it is. Make sure that we can build on that plot, but of course the Covenant decided to build a base. 1 canister shell and a few shots on the tank should take it out. There it is. That's our station. Super Mac. Oh, hello. Flood swarm right there.
Local units.
So we're coming down to the final spot. Once you have everything, feel free to just go on the final attack run. The final Covenant base isn't as it's not difficult. As I said, this mission is fairly easy. Gonna build our turrets first, that way we have base defense immediately, get that vehicle depot going. And yeah, we're on the home stretch. Gonna make sure we can get that Super Mac soon, or at least Mac in a few moments. Mac blast now. 1 there, 2 there. There we go. So now it's just mopping up the trash. Or cleaning up the garbage. Whatever it is. Then cast a shell. It's super easy. Gonna get that fortress upgrade now. Elephant can come up now. And just move it towards the apex site and it's over. So yeah, that's pretty much Reactor. And it's nothing too scary other than the 2 scarabs that we had to deal with, but overall, like, the enemies that you deal with, they're very few. They send vampires only sometimes, and like the scariest thing other than the scarab to deal with are those hunters. And overall, as I said, this mission is, I would say, simpler than Arcadia Outskirts, like mission number 5, but this mission can be difficult at times. Making sure that we're checking up on all of our bases again. For no reason, only just because we can. But once it says base reached, doesn't matter what happens after that, we did it. And that's pretty much mission complete, and there you go. After the cutscene, of course, we're going to do the mission briefing. Or not mission briefing, the mission debriefing, where we see the medal. But yeah, I really do hope this helped out. If it did, first thing, let's see what medal. Of course, I think it's silver. Yeah, it's a silver, but we barely miss it because all we needed to do is kill those vampires, and it's a gold. But I really do hope this helped out. If it did, please leave a like down below. And comment if you have any questions. I hope this helped out. I'll see you guys next time for mission number 15. Thank you guys for watching.